What's going on, everybody? So I'm doing my last and final just full review of the Vyper chair. This is the Robust Steel Max. They make like an elevated Steel Max, which is taller. They actually make several different types of chairs, and if you've not seen them, I highly recommend you go check them out. Now, granted, you may get sticker shock because they are expensive, so I'll get into pricing here shortly in the video, but depending on what industry you're in, what job you have, so I'm obviously a shop mechanic, but the reason I have one and I felt confident in buying one and was happy to spend the money, I guess I wasn't happy, but I was taking a risk because at that time I hadn't seen or heard much about them at all. Again, this was about a year ago, and I have 10.5-foot ceilings, so I cannot lift my vehicle all the way up. So when I get underneath cars, I'm sitting down in this chair and rolling around, so it's helped me tremendously. I've bought and trashed so many shop chairs, stools, whatever, and I can't tell you how many. At this point, I probably spent almost as much on those as I did on this one chair, and this thing still rolls and works like it was new a year ago. Their claim to fame is it'll be the last chair you ever buy, and I truly believe that. And I paid for this with my own money. They did not send this to me. They did not give this to me. I bought this chair. So anyways, let's get into the chair. Like I said, this is the Robust Steel Max. The chair itself now is $565. Like I said, not cheap. If you want the quick height adjustment, which is here, I had my hand on the chair. So if you want that quick height adjustment, that's another $120, or unless it comes with the Acme rod, which you just have to spiral spin it. It has like a little latch at the bottom that you lock, and you can spin it up and down. And then also the tray I added later, like 6 months later, and it was another $100. So very expensive, not cheap, but it's all made in the USA. They're laser cut brackets. They're 4-inch industrial grade polyurethane casters. They use 3.5-inch industrial grade foam. And I think this is like an industrial vinyl. I thought it was leather. It's not. I don't know materials, to be quite honest with you. So it's some sort of industrial grade vinyl. It's held up extremely well. I've gotten like oil on it because, like I said, I'm working on cars. I've gotten dust, dirt, grease, whatever you think of, I've gotten on there. I just wipe it off with a like a tub of towels or a crocodile cloth or something like that, and it's held up great. So no issues as of this far. I did a video not too long ago and was doing a live stream on one of my accounts, and someone asked me about zip ties. I threw like a whole bag of zip ties on there. It wouldn't roll over that, but let's be honest. Why in the world would there be a whole bag of zip ties on there? I took about half of them away and it rolled over them. One or two of the casters would get caught, but it still rolled. And then I, threw like 10 or 15 on the ground, which again, why would you have that many on the ground? I don't know. Rolled over them just fine. So that is a question that I get a lot, is how does it do with zip ties? Great, because there's so many casters, they're large, and you have so much rolling surface. So that is a super nice part about it as well. I do like the bar that goes around there because it gives me a footrest. I enjoy that. You may or may not. Now, one thing I will say, because I am so short, as I'm trying to move around, I will hit my feet on this sometime. I've gotten used to it now, so I just keep my feet out really far. But that's one thing to keep in mind. If you don't have long legs, that might be an issue as well. Again, I've adapted to it and made it work, but just one thing I should notate as well. Also, the tray. That's another thing. Like, I bought the tray, and I can't say I'm disappointed with it, but I just don't use it. Because these brackets come down and cover a lot of the tray, stuff will get stuck up under there. If I put an extension or a ratchet or something, I'm trying to pull it out, and it gets caught. It's kind of annoying, so I really don't use it as much as I thought I would. I just didn't really think that through, but if you're doing other things and you have like rags, or you're a detailer or something, and you don't have things that will get stuck up underneath there, it's probably gonna work a little better for you. I'll still put like my battery ratchets, my right angle impact, my stubby impacts and stuff. I'll still put those down there, completely fine, no issues. Now, to the number one question I get about the chair, because I post, it gets put in pictures a lot on accident. It's just because I'm using it. It just happens to be in a lot of videos and pictures that I do for Instagram. And so one of the number one questions I get is it worth it? Again, you heard the price before. If you bought all this, it's $565 plus another 100, $665 plus another 120, so $785. I bought it all separately. I didn't buy it all in one shot. I think, yes, the chair is completely worth it. Do I think the quick adjustment is worth the 120 bucks? I don't know. That's a tough one for me. It's pretty expensive, but the spinning up and down the Acme rod is kind of annoying if you want adjustment. So maybe just from the convenience factor, it's worth it. The tray, 100 bucks, probably not worth it to me. I think maybe like 50 or 60 bucks would probably be more idealistic. But again, like I said, I don't use it as much, so that's probably why. Now, when I bought mine, they were running a sale for like 50 bucks off, and they were not $565 at that time. I believe they were right around 500 bucks, maybe 525. They've gone up since I bought this. So I think after tax and everything, I think I paid like just under 500 bucks. And again, like I said, things have gone up in price since I originally bought this, which has been about a year. So nowadays it's more expensive, but if you watch their website, they do run a lot of sales. So they'll do like a $50 off, $100 off, especially on like Labor Day, Memorial Day sales, Veterans Day. They do run those typical holiday sales, and you can get 100 bucks off. Now, the other cool thing too is if you look, they've got their logo on here, but if you have a logo for your business or whatever, you can actually get a custom made pad on here and get your logo on there, which I thought was really cool. I want to get the elevated Steel Max, which is like this, but taller. And I think on that one, that's probably what I'll end up doing, is getting my shop logo on there, going with the black and red, because that's basically the color of everything. I normally have button-up polo shirts that are black and red. But yeah, so anyways, all that being said, yes, I do feel like the chair is worth it. You tell me what you think in the comments. If you've not owned one, it's kind of hard. I will tell you, it will probably be the last chair you ever buy. I know for certain it's me. I'm pretty picky about how I treat it and take care of it. I wipe it off a lot and make sure I keep it clean. So, excuse me, I'm sorry. I don't plan on having to buy another one of these. If I buy the taller one, that's just because I want it, not because I need it. So it truly will be the last one you ever need. And think about it, a lot of the ones off the trucks are 100 to 150 bucks. Even at Harbor Freight, I think they have one there that's like a taller version. I think it's 60 bucks. So if they don't last, and that's a stationary chair, the roll around ones, depending on which one you buy, they're anywhere as cheap as 50 to 150 off the truck. How many you have to buy and burn through those, eventually you're gonna make it to this price. So I guess longevity is, in my mind, what I think, and I like high quality stuff, so that way I don't have to think about it. I don't have to worry about if it breaks, I gotta buy a new one, then I'm out that stool or chair that day, or whatever I'm buying, doesn't really matter. Kind of the buy once, cry once mentality. So, but again, you let me know what you think in the comments. If you own one, let me know what you think. I'm curious to know other people's thoughts and opinions. And if you don't own one, have you thought about buying one? Would you consider one? Give me your thoughts. I'll have their website linked in the description below. I don't have any affiliate links. I paid for all this stuff, so none of that stuff. So anyways, I appreciate y'all watching. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you on the next one. See ya.